What is the best way to explain our belt graduation test fees changing from 40 to $75?
You are not allowed to change the scheme with anyone. And I use the term scheme in a positive way. If someone enrolls in your membership and their testing fees are $40, they need to stay at $40. Now, when you decide to have a cost increase on your tuition, you need to extend the invitation for them to keep that rate by prepaying the balance of the ranks that are in front of them. And if you have to finance it, which means break it up into several payments, I'm okay with that. But let's talk about the idea of certification fees. A lot of men and women, they're concerned about being able to justify the fee. Well, make certain that before they sign on the line that is dotted, they enroll in your program, they have to understand there are certification fees. So the first challenge is, how do you explain the fee? Well, I will give you the dialogue for that. Ready? Here we go. Mrs. Lewis, I want to let you know every rank your child earns here in our academy will be internationally recognized, which simply means if he earns his green belt here, he can pick up where he left off if you guys move to a different part of the country. And with any credible organization that certifies rank, there are fees involved. Our fees are $75 per rank, and we'll let you know we need to take care of those fees. Then say the magic word. Okay, mission accomplished. Now everybody knows about them. So you got to make certain that you have your rules in play. And the first rule is I'm not going to change the terms on anyone. And if I do increase the certification fees, and I'll give you some reasons why you might want to increase that in just a moment. If you do decide to increase your fees, in all fairness, give your existing membership the opportunity to utilize that fee rate by inviting them to prepay. Now, if they can't prepay all the certifications up to black belt or whatever rank you decide to take them, well, that's okay. Put them on some kind of payment scheme. Like for example, if testings are $40 and he has another five left, well, four times five is two. Well, they owe you $200. If they can't pay the $200 all at once, break it up. What difference does it make in the grand scheme of things? Now, let's talk about the second half of this equation, and that is, what if somebody pushes back on certification fees? And for those of you who are serious about accelerating your martial arts school, check out Warrior Black Belt. We'll actually guarantee 30 students in the next 90 days, or we'll give you all your money back. Hey, the most recent win that I want to point out is Kevin Q, who just enrolled 3 students and collected over $1,600 in just 5 days after joining our community. Well, because I'm sure everyone on this call has heard this. Well, we want to hold off on testing. Testing is not important to us. Well, that tells me two things have happened. Number one, they didn't realize that the whole rank certification and changing rank wasn't an option. It's how we promote our students, how we make certain that our students stay engaged, how we make certain that we monitor their progress to make sure that we are providing them with the instruction that they need. And the second half of that is everyone has to certify. There are no exceptions. You have to pay the fees. And the only time you run into the challenge about that is when it wasn't cleaned up at the very front end. We didn't explain our certification fees. Now, let's talk about certification fees. You need to explain it at the point of sale, and you need to talk about it once before their first rank change. Typically, when a student as a white belt is halfway to their first official rank, and the colors don't make a difference to me, that's when you have the second conversation about certification fees. And you start that conversation by reminding them about how you first mentioned it. Mrs. Lewis, when you first enrolled, I mentioned that our ranks are internationally recognized. And with any internationally approved program, there are certification fees. And you're halfway to your child's first belt rank. So we need to take care of the fees. And here's how it works. And now you explain again your certification fees. And here's where you add the caveat of how they pay for them. And now let me take a step back and give you 3 options. There are 3 ways to pay your certification fees. The first way and the best way is to prepay all of them. So if you have 10 ranks, you're going to prepay all 10 of them. And I think to collect on that, you need to offer a 20% discount on the overall fees. The second way to pay, if they're not able to take advantage of that, is to put them on a monthly payment plan while they enjoy a 10% savings. So, for example, if your testing fees are $75, you subtract out $7.50 from the individual fee, and then you take that amount, you divide it by two, and that becomes the monthly payment. Explain how you do that in Sacramento, sir.
We tell them, okay, so you have on this, when we first enroll them on basic, as soon as they get their second stripe, we let them know, hey, it's time to address the rank certification. We talked about when you enrolled. Every time a student gets their second stripe on their belt, we take care of the processing of that rank certification so that we can get the belt in time and have it here ready when they are ready, have the belt here when they're ready to earn it. So, then they have, well, how much is it? So we ask them, so is it okay to use the card on file? Well, how much is it? It's $75. But like with everything we do, we try to help families save money whenever we can. So one option is to take care of it on an auto pay. The 15th of each month, we will draft half of the amount, but at a 10% discount. So it comes out to $33.75 on the 15th of each month. Or option B, actually the better option, is just prepay the rest of them. And that way you save 20%. It's like getting one for free. Which savings would you prefer? Option A or option B? Now, last night, no, I'm sorry, the night before last, when Niles was and his wife were here, we had out of 40 people in the class, 14 of them were eligible for rank promotion. Out of the 14 that were eligible for rank promotion, 8 of them were prepaid and the other 6 of them were on auto pay. All of them took either option A or B because that's the question that we ask. Which method of savings would you prefer, option A or option B?
However,
I don't want anyone slow playing. However, if they did, well, I just want to pay for the one. Okay, great. Well, in that case, moving forward, here's what we'll do. Every time Timmy gets a second stripe on his belt, we will use the card on file and you'll always be emailed a receipt. Perfect. When you come to class next. Now, what did I just say? We're not having this conversation ever again. I'm not going to chase you down for rank fees. We will just use the card on file. You'll be emailed a receipt. However, here's the one caveat I'll give to that, and that is in a few months when he's ready to get the second stripe on the new belt he will have earned, we will run the card like we promised, and then we'll follow it up with a conversation again. Hey, we just took care of the rank certification. Congratulations. However, I hate paying full freight. I assume our students do too. So can I save you some money? Let me explain again. There's 2 ways to save money on these rank certs. Option A, option B. Which would you prefer moving forward? I'm always going to try to help them save money. And they say, no, 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 just keep it the way it is. Okay, no problem. But in the future, if there's ever a chance to save you money, I'll always let you know. I feel that obligation. Is that okay? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, great. When are you going to be in class next? Always end on the yes, 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 yes. But don't think because they didn't do it, you can never bring it up again. I go to the mall with my wife, and the same stores seems like have the same sale. Something's always on sale seasonally. Nordstrom has their half yearly, so there's twice a year right there. Stuff does go on sale, and the truth is, I want to do everything in my power to help these families save money so they stay longer.